The case of Mohammed Osman Mohammed. He's accused of trying to bomb a Christmas tree lighting ceremony in 2010. Mohammed's attorneys argue he was trapped in an FBI sting and could not have attempted such a terrorist act on his own. The use of informants and sting operations is criticized in a new book. It is called The Terror Factory: Inside the FBI's Manufactured War on Terrorism. Author Trevor Aaronson is here, also with us senior correspondent John Miller, former FBI assistant director. Welcome.
Thank you.
So you say that we have captured few terrorists since 9/11 and manufactured many more. What does it mean to say we manufacture terrorists, or the FBI manufactures terrorists?
Many of the men that are being prosecuted for committing an act of terrorism or conspiracy to commit an act of terrorism are like Mohammed. They aspired to commit some sort of act of terrorism. They said hateful and odious things, but on their own, they never had the capacity to commit an act of terrorism. It was the FBI informant, or it was the FBI undercover agent who provided the bomb and all of the logistical means they needed to commit their crime.
And even in the book, Trevor, the FBI agent that you talked to says when the sting is done correctly, they are given multiple times to back out, and they don't. So do the ends justify the means?
Well, it's important to realize that in many of these cases, they do offer an opportunity to back out. They say, are you sure you want to do this? But many of the men who are caught up in these sting operations, there are cases where they've been mentally ill, they've been financially desperate. In some cases, the informant offered inducements. In the case of the Newburgh Four, which are 4 men that were plotting to bomb the synagogues in the Bronx, the informant offered them $250,000. He offered the other man a barber shop if he moved forward in the plot. So there are examples where the FBI says to them, are you sure you want to do this? Do you want to press the button? And they say yes, but there are also other examples where the FBI maybe crosses that line and offers inducements as well.
Yes, and you say one man's terrorist is another man's fool.
Exactly. You know, these people left to their own devices, evidence seems to suggest, and I believe suggests in these cases, that they are not able to commit their acts of terrorism on their own tomorrow, the next day, or even years later, because in most cases, they're financially desperate, they have, mental problems. In several cases, the actual targets who are being the targets of these sting operations are running behind on their rent. They're about to be kicked out of their apartment, and the FBI gives them money so that they won't be evicted, so it won't jeopardize the sting operation. Is someone like that someone who's going to be able to acquire a weapon of mass destruction in the near future?
Arthur Cummings, former executive assistant director of the FBI National Security Branch, basically says that the FBI's true enemies aren't so much Al-Qaeda and Islamic terrorism, but rather the idea of Al-Qaeda.
The short version of that is the threat isn't really from Al-Qaeda Central as much as it's from Al-Qaeda-ism, which is, the videos and the things on the internet that these people watch and see.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you.
Trevor Aaronson. His book is called The Terror Factory. It is on sale now.